Hey guys, Subby Freeman here, and today we're playing some more HOI4 Kaiserreich mod. And today we're going to play as the Serbians. And the Serbians are, of course, a country that was just updated with the Balkans update that came out. Of course, the Balkans being only Serbia and Romania from that perspective, I guess. I mean, Hungary still has a generic focus tree. All the devs hate Hungary, am I right? So over here, Kaiserreich, beta, colored puppets. I think I'm going to prohibit them. I was thinking about it, and I'm thinking like maybe some of the reason we get like a bunch of lag spikes or peace conferences and stuff like that is like the AI spamming these decisions. So I think I might just not bother playing with that mod anymore. I don't use it myself, and if I don't want the AI to use it, then why bother, right? Like I think I like to see when the AI has puppets, so it kind of makes them all the same colors and kind of see who you're fighting against, but. It might not be worth it if it's causing lag, but we'll see. So Serbia, starting position as Serbia is, of course, Serbia trolled the Austrians like a little bit too hard. It was just a prank, but Austria didn't see it that way, and we started while Krieg won. Oops, our bad. Unfortunately, it didn't go so well for us after Bulgaria stabbed us in the back like those awful people that they are. So we got our shit fucked up and Well Creek won despite starting the fight, and we're kind of in this position now over here where the Austrians were occupying us directly until recently, and they had to retreat. But Bulgaria has this clay that they took from us, and we're pissed off about that. And we've also got got claims on some other areas, and we want to try and form Yugoslavia and unite all the Slavs under our banner. So I think Yugoslavia is. Carniolia and like the rest of this stuff over here, and this slice over here in Vojvodina, I think, if I remember correctly. So that's like the goal of the campaign is to create Yugoslavia. And yeah, so in addition to us, Romania also got fucked, and so did the Greeks. And Bulgaria has a bunch of Romanian and Greek land, and Austria has a bunch of Romanian and Serbian land as well. So we're gonna form a little club, the Best Boys Belgrade Club. We're gonna beat the shit out of Bulgaria, and then we're gonna go looking for some blood against Austria. And we'll see if we can pick up some other friends for that as well. So like those are kind of the big fights you have. Is you're trying to fight the Austrians and you're trying to fight the Bulgarians, or rather Bulgarians first, then Austria. And I have done one test game beforehand to kind of see how things go a little bit. And in that game, I tried to backstab the Austrians when Well Creek 2 happens after they intervened. And that didn't work out so well. Like it turns out the Commune of France gets a lot of war score for that. We weren't quite able to create Yugoslavia. We only got I got Bosnia and Vojvodina and like a couple other things, but like I wasn't able to complete Yugoslavia. And we weren't in a strong enough position after that first test playthrough to actually challenge the Third International. So I was like, well, okay, whatever. Lesson learned. We'll try again. So I think this time we're going to try and maybe have that war start earlier. And try and maybe take out Austria before they have a chance to intervene. Hopefully, we'll see if we can do that. But that's going to be the goal, anyways. Create Yugoslavia, and if we do Yugoslavia, that'll be the end of the campaign. I'll consider that to be a success. And that's pretty much the political situation and the campaign objectives for Serbia. So Serbia, you start with volunteer only. Expert focus, and civilian economy. So, usual focuses that most people get. Our government, we get some construction speed, get some political power, and some more construction speed, some resource gain efficiency. Unfortunately, we don't have that much resources. So, resource gain efficiency is kind of pointless. But overall, not a bad government to start with. We have the spirit of Austria still keeping tabs on us and banning our monarch from even coming back to our country. So we're only like independent in like name only sort of deal. Austria still being naggy. Still watching us. We still gotta be careful of Austria. We can't do too much rebellious stuff, or we could have a problem with that. So there's that. That's our only national spirit. We are occupying a little bit of Albanian land, but they're not resisting. I guess that's this slice over here. So political power. I mean, this does cost us 25 political power. So political power gain is not the greatest at 1.62. You have pretty good party popularity at 41%. I mean, it's not over 50, but it's not as bad as some other countries. We have average stability, average war support. Manpower is a problem. If you look at our divisions here, we are under strength in a lot of these. So we actually have a manpower deficit. and a pretty pathetic factory count of 6. But of course, Serbia is a minor power. So even Canada dwarfs them. Our fuel, we have no oil and a very limited fuel stockpile. No convoys because we are, of course, a landlocked country, and no army experience and command power. Same as Neural. Decisions, we have the usual fixers, and I guess when you take clay that you have claims on or something like that, I think you get your integration decisions over here like you do for FOP. So that's what this is for. We have nothing at the moment that we can do. We have no spy agency, and we can't even afford to create one. We have 3 research slots, which is standard for a miner. Some really dumpster tier miners only have 2 though. So for our tech here, we start with 1936 guns, which is nice. A lot of miners are stuck on basic guns, which is completely awful, and you need to switch that right away. But we start with normal guns, so that's good. We also have Mountaineers, and that's it. No trucks or anything else. Support companies, we only have Recon. Armor, we have nothing at all. Artillery, we just have our basic bitch artillery. No land doctrine. And we are not limited by our focus tree. We'll go over that later. But we're not limited by our focus tree on what doctrine we can take. No naval technology at all. So that's, well, I mean, yeah, we're landlocked. And we've been, I guess, landlocked for a while. So I guess that makes sense. Naval doctrine, we got nothing. And again, on our focus tree, we're not limited. Air, we have nothing modern. We only have the shitty inner war fighters and bombers. Air doctrine, again, we don't have anything, and we aren't limited by our focus tree either on which doctrine we pick. So that's nice. No engineering and no industrial. So like kind of right away, you can see there's a pretty big power vacuum or power difference between like a major and in a minor like Serbia in terms of what they start with. Diplomacy, we don't have any guarantees or truces or anything like that. We just have some people that like us, people that don't based off ideology. Trade, so we have a little bit of steel and a little bit of chromium, not much. For lands that we have claims on, for Montenegro, I think we get Montenegro early on by event. I think from our test game, I think that happens every game. And Macedonia we take from Bulgaria pretty early on in the Balkan War. So we're going to get a moderate amount of chrome and a pretty good amount of aluminum. Unfortunately, we're not really going to have like a bunch of oil or industry to make like a bunch of planes, which is usually what you want aluminum for. But we have it, so I mean that's okay. And chromium, like if we decide to make heavy tanks, which again we don't really have the industry for anyways, so chromium is not the greatest resource to have. As Serbia, of course, you could go for like a heavy tank rush. Serbia does have one research bonus over here that they could do for a heavy tank rush, but then you'd be pretty weak everywhere else. And so one of the strategies you can do as a miner is to like only focus on making like 1 or 2 really good divisions, like a decent 40 width tank division, and you kind of use that like you would use volunteers. And help your AI allies win by making breakthroughs and whatnot, making encirclements. But because we have early wars against Bulgaria and Austria-Hungary, we can't really do that. Like we can't really rely on the Romanians to hold all those fronts for us, or the Greeks. So like we're gonna have to have like a decent amount of infantry and whatnot to like defend ourselves with. So like a strategy like that, I think as Serbia would probably be pretty dangerous. But you could try it if you wanted to. And you would have the chromium to do that with, so that would be effective. Otherwise, like we're landlocked, and I think Ottoman Empire can like join Germany's war. If they start doing bad in Weltkrieg 2, I think there's an event for that. Kingdom of Ukraine can stay in the Reich Pact, and then of course we'll be at war with Austria. So like there is a possibility that if we don't finish off Austria fast enough, and they join the Weltkrieg, which that might happen. I've never tried the Russia-Austria strategy before, so we could be encircled, but and we have limited access to resources. But fortunately, Romania does have oil, and Greece has some tungsten. And as a miner, you're not usually building all that much stuff anyways. Like I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. But of course, we are landlocked. So in the unlikely event the Ottoman joins Germany, we might have a little problem with access to resources. Otherwise, we can get land trade to, whatever we want probably from over here. That's not too bad. Production, we only have 2 military factories. And for miners, like your production is like a little bit different. So Like if you watch any of my videos, you know that I don't usually rate 7.2 as a very highly as a template. But if you're a miner and you want to have support artillery, because support artillery is very cost effective for soft attack, you have to put at least one factory on it to get the artillery, right? And like if we only have 2 military factories, then you have to also use your artillery in your line divisions. Otherwise, you're going to wind up with a surplus of artillery. You know, like your ratio of artillery to infantry equipment is going to be way out of whack, and you can't afford to have dead equipment sitting in your stockpile doing nothing as like a miner a lot of the times, right? So if you're going to make artillery at all as a miner, you're probably going to go 7.2. And of course, as a miner, if you put one factory on artillery, I think your lack of resources penalty for not having any tungsten at one factory is only -5%. So it's not that big of a deal. If you want to go 7.2 and have like 2 factories and rifles, 1 factory and artillery, that would probably like be okay as a miner. As opposed to if you decide to just go rifles, you're probably not going to be able to afford to support artillery. You'd just be basic infantry. So that's like a bit of a different consideration than when you're playing a major, right? But I think for this game, I'm going to go for anti-air, light tanks, and infantry equipment early on at least. And that stuff all costs steel, so when we trade for resources, there's no waste, hopefully, or there'll be less waste, right? We'll see if we can make that work. Like if you're trading for if you're doing like a few factories on towed artillery, like you got a couple factories on here trying to get your advanced artillery in there and whatnot, and you're trying to make that, and you have to trade for tungsten to keep your production efficiency alive, then you're probably not going to have enough factories to use all of that tungsten, so there's waste there, right? As opposed if you're only trading for one resource, then it's a lot easier to make sure you're using as much of it as possible. Whereas if you're doing like tungsten, then maybe you need rubber for planes and some other stuff that you're making over there. That can be pretty tough to make that work without waste. We only have a few factories. I think that's gonna be my plan for production. So we'll just leave the 2 factories on rifles, so it'll be fine. Templates. So we have a basic bitch 18 with infantry and basic bitch 12 with cavalry. I'm gonna change this over to rifles. But at least it's better than fucking Canada, right? At least we're not rolling out with 6 with militia. So we do probably have I guess having a better template than the Canada and most of your starting units is not really that much to brag about, though, I guess, right? At least we have 18 width and not 15. So we'll put these guys on the Bulgarian border because, like I said, we're probably going to war against Bulgaria first. We'll just do this. Actually, use a field marshal order. I'm not going to bother. Like early game infantry, like if you watch when we're playing as CSA, like if you have to micro, like having a battle plan is really bad because your units will shuffle. But we'll see. At least we'll get some planning bonus this way, and there's no real harm. And generals for Serbia, like they're not that great, unfortunately, and because we're probably going to want to move quickly with these wars, we're probably not going to be grinding anything out. We also don't really have the manpower production to really pay for a grind, so we're kind of stuck with the guys as they are. And these guys are like pretty average generals, like they're not great, unfortunately. So field marshal, I guess we'll just go with I don't know. Maybe this guy for infantry, and we'll go with the mountain there, I guess. So we'll go with that. And our army is 4 units of rifles, 18 with infantry, and 2 units of 12 with cavalry. That's it. It's a pretty tiny army, and not a whole lot of manpower. And logistics, we have 10 rifles and stockpiles. Like nothing really appreciable. National focus tree, you are locked out of this until you get your event, conspiracies in Belgrade. And you'll have like a civil war like path that goes in there, and you can choose which path to go down. This one's not as bad as some of the other countries though. Like it's pretty obvious what option you have to pick to get which one of these outcomes, as opposed to some of the other countries that have these awful visual novel style civil war events. And you have to save scum, like especially in China. Like I don't know what the developers were smoking when they decided they thought that would be fun for people. But basically, you have either the prince or the military dictator, like this guy, Bojovic, stays in charge. And this guy, the prince, is going to give you cheaper integration decisions, production cap, and construction speed. And if you go with either of these two guys, you also get the option for this line over here, which gives you recruitable population and attack defense core territory, which is nice. But Jovic is going to give you factory output and division organization and some more recruitable population, which is nice. And the Democrats over here, if you decide you hate your life and you want to play a democracy, then you can come down over here and you're going to get construction speed and factory output and or more factories in the state, your choice. And you can also get negative 5% consumer goods. Negative 5% consumer goods is much less exciting for a miner with 6 factories than it is for a major like France. So keep that in mind. This focus over here is to form our Belgrade Boys team. This deals with some of the terrorism in Macedonia, and we also get our 4th research slot here. This is our tech sharing faction bonus, so we can get research buffs and stuff we didn't take. And this over here is 2nd Belgrade Conference. We're going to potentially find some new homies to kick in Austria's teeth. And then our 5th research slot is down over here. That's a gift for politics, and again, this is gated until we get the Conspiracies in Belgrade event. Economy is like pretty basic, bitch. You clear your black-minded debuff. You get some of these focuses are pretty nice, though. They're like mixed factories and research bonuses. But it's just factories, infrastructure, and black-minded clearance for the most part. You get a few resources here too, steel, tungsten, and 1 national spirit that gives you a buff for construction speed and factory output, which is nice. This focus here also gives you increased monthly population, but our monthly population isn't all that high anyways, but it's still nice to get that. It's better than nothing. And our military tree, we get a couple of bonuses. It's nice for a miner to get bonuses that don't cost anything. So like this just improves your engineers for free. This improves your infantry and mountains for free and gives you free mountaineers, which is nice. Free bunkers, but you lose the opportunity to take this if you don't take it before the 4th Balkan War. So imagine these bunkers would appear on Bulgaria's side, so they'd be useless against Austria. And you also get a recon buff and recruitable population buff. And this first focus here gives you recruitable population, recovery rate, and reinforced rate. So it's nice that these buffs don't cost you anything, which is nice. Unlike like things like a research buff or something like that, you have to actually go and spend the research and pay the production to build that tank and whatnot, or whatever it is that you're building. So it's nice for a miner that doesn't have a whole lot of factories or research slots anyways, so that you kind of get free stuff. You also get 3 land doctrine bonuses, research bonus for support already, some more military factories over here, free motorized infantry tech, and I'm not sure if this one will flip to a mech infantry if you already research motorized by yourself. I'm not sure. It might. Some of those focuses behave that way. Some of them don't. And this over here gives you free 150 free light tanks and a 100% research bonus for armor. So that's alright. And of course, because you don't have a whole lot of research bonuses, that really dilutes the value of dispersed industry. Since you're not going to be changing your tech up all that often to get advantage of that retention bonus, so I think probably you'd want to play concentrated at Serbia for that reason. Also, you don't have that many military factories in general. So, like these 2 factories that are already on 100% efficiency and get no benefit from dispersed are going to be they're going to benefit a lot more from concentrated as well. Navy, you get Navy down here, and you get some pretty these are pretty okay Navy focuses, but you're all starting from scratch. So the fact that you get 200% bonuses for destroyers isn't all that impressive when you're starting from Weltkrieg era. And you get a bonus over here for you can pay civilian factories to get dockyard output, and you get the decision to buy a ship. I've never taken this, so I'm not sure what that ship is. But you get that, and you get some free convoys and naval bases and 3 dockyards. This I guess is stuck to the Navy tree because this is where you're probably going to get your first port in Montenegro. And you can core Montenegro, get some infrastructure, you get some aluminum, you get another civilian factory and some political power here if you want it. And the air tree is like a real piss off because they give you all these events over here and they don't tell you what the events do. Purchase new airframes or something, right? So it's like you look at this and you're like, is this worth it to take? And you're trying to plan your game out. I don't know. Again, this is like a really shitty design decision that they would do this. Just give you a research bonus or something, right? Don't give a obscure event. Or at least tell you what it is in the description or something. That's a real piss off for me, anyways. I really don't like that, but. I have taken all these, so I will give you guys a down low. So this over here, replace Weltkrieg planes. You'll get the option to either get a large amount, large in quotation marks in comparison, right? a large amount of interwar fighters, a moderate amount of fighter ones, or a small amount of fighter ones, and a 100% research bonus for fighters. That's what this gets you. Listen over here, you got a choice to either get Russian advisors or French advisors. The Russians give you, I think it's ground support, and the French give you ground targeting, or it might have that reverse. But you'll get the option to either get that, or National Spirit that gives you that buff. I think they also give you like ace generation chance and experience gain, whichever one you go with. This over here, this is going to give you a bonus for CAS or tactical bombers, depending on which advisor you pick, I imagine. I picked French here the first time I played, and I got a CAS bonus, so I imagine the Russians would give you a tactical bomber bonus. That's my guess. That could be wrong, I haven't tried that. This gives you one military factory at negative 75% or negative 75 political power, so that's like kind of like not as good as the other ones you get, but it is another factory, which is important for a miner. Doctrines, and then we get some natural spirits here for cheaper fighters and close air support. And this over here gives you interception. So interception is nice because like if you have the smaller air force, you might not want to have fighter to fighter. You might want to just try and disrupt their bombers, and interception will help you do that. So, and as a miner, probably that's more effective use of your planes going into air superiority, especially if you're fighting against a major. So that's a nice national spirit to have. Of course, after you've kind of established yourself and maybe you're vying for air superiority now, then this national focus becomes like pretty useless. But not bad. And that's a Serbian focus tree. So I don't know. I mean, it's like okay. Obviously, like some of the miners, like Sardinia has like some really nice bonuses that they get. Like they get like a whole bunch of doctrine and tech bonuses. But Serbia is like kind of like I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really seem all that overpowered. It's just like pretty standard. You get some factories, you get a couple of research bonuses, and some other stuff over there. There's nothing that really stands out to me as like this is like a really great focus. Like this is like a nice one over here because you get 2 factories and a research bonus for 49 days only. And getting free light tanks is nice as a and a research bonus is nice as a miner to get free equipment or free divisions as opposed to getting a bonus which you might not have any production capacity to use. But overall, I'd say it's probably like a middle of the road focus tree. It's not like a Russia or a Commune of France. Some of the other countries have like some pretty over, like I was saying, like Sardinia has a pretty nice focus tree there as well too. But we're going to go with farming subsidies. All the military stuff requires you to have Austria's watchful eye gone, which will happen naturally. And Black Monday stuff requires Black Monday. So like this is like the only factory or only focus you can take to start with. And you have a choice of either this or 100% research bonus for industry, but you don't want to take these early on, and we're going to try and time it out so that we can get these bonuses to apply to like our 1939 level technology, so we can rush that. That mine will do our researches. We're going to get machine tools, and like I mentioned, like probably going to go for anti-air, light tank, and guns. So we're going to get our light tank, start researching that, and this we're going to use to bump our machine tools because we want to start taking some of these factory focuses, and we don't want to be wasting these bonuses. So we're going to want to get our industry technology rushed as soon as possible. So we're going to use this to bump. In our factories, we only get 2 of them, but we're going to build infrastructure in Belgrade, and then I think, going by my last game, I think if we start building civilian factories after this, that should line up with the timer on Rifles Economy, so that would be sensible to do. Here's an event. You can read it if you want. You can pause and read it. But this is just going to be talking about our starting position like we already went over. And we're going to make Serbia great again. And there goes Kerensky. I think China is probably the first fight that happens. I think is the province collapse war, right? So we'll see who's going to win this gangbang. Usually Anqing is a pretty safe bet, but I think this game I'm going to put my money on Nanjing. I think our boy Marshall Key is going to pull it out for us. But we'll see. There's Eddie. That's totally a blind guess, by the way. Of course, I have no idea who's going to win the fucking war, right? But I'm going to put my money on Nanjing. You can laugh at me in the comments if I'm wrong. All right, bump time. Pause. Okay. So over here, I think we're going to we'll get our research technology. This is usually like a pretty reasonable one to get. And we're not going to get our next military factory for anti-air in a while anyways. So we'll just go pick this up. Yes. And we swap this back over to machine tools. And you'll notice that takes 30 days off the time to finish, because you get to apply your 30-day store to this technology, so it finishes faster. You can only ever do that trick once, though. So juggling stuff around multiple times is pointless. So you gotta kind of remember in the back of your head. If you do juggle, like if you can switch off like that, and if you have a research bonus, it'll apply that research bonus onto that technology, which is nice if you're trying to hard research something and you want to like research heavy tank 2 from day 1, and you get a research bonus later, and you want to just get heavy tank 2 done faster, you can flip it and then switch it back over with a bonus. If you're trying to save your bonus for something else, so you have to remember not to juggle. Otherwise, you're going to waste your bonus on the lower tier technology, which is pretty heartbreaking. You don't want to do that. So we got that. I think we're going to hold this over here. Like, I don't want to take any of those focuses that are going to give us industry boosts. And Black Monday should hit us soon, too. I think. So we're going to want to do that Black Monday focus. There we go. So this is going to say that we're still going to, like, all the hard work that Bojevic-chan over here did to make Serbia not suck is just going to be washed away by the Germans' mismanagement of the stock market. They should have thought about the impact on us first, of course, right? But we are relatively isolated, so it's not as bad as some other countries. And, like, we're not building shit anyways with our 2 civilian factories, so, whatever. We don't have troops to give our guns to, so, I mean, this sucks a lot less for us than it does for Germany to get hit by Black Monday. Every day is Black Monday when you're Serbia. So we got that. We'll do our emergency economic relief. Marshal Wu Peifu is back to Nanjing. Oh, that's good for Nanjing. Maybe Nanjing can do it. Austria withdraws from the borders. The Austrians have decided to fuck off. It looks like maybe there's something else that's drawing their attention, like maybe some Hungarian shenanigans. We'll see. Oh, I don't know. This looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad for Nanjing, actually. French loyalists restore monarchy. Let's hope they don't just walk into Nanjing. Let's hope the AI is actually defending that. Oh, are they gonna connect? They take some woohoo. You take woohoo. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. I think Nanjing's just done for now. That sucks. Australasia went to democracy. Of course, always bet on Nanjing on that fight. They win like most of the time. Now I feel like a dumbass, but I don't know. I went for the underdog. Didn't pay off. Oh well. There goes the Pope. Gallo has taken control of Ecuador. Of course, they have the early war against Peru, so maybe Gallo will help them out with that. It's the First International Congress. Socialist bastards. Plotting their schemes. Alright, I think if I remember correctly again, like I want to delay those focuses as long as possible so we can get like we can apply these to a 1939 technology. So I don't want to take this, and we could grab this. I think I'm gonna see if we can wait 10 days to see if the Austrians. I think it clears around this time. All right. So over here we go right into concentrated, and we already talked about why we're picking concentrated. Just because we don't have a whole lot of tech swap researches and not a whole lot of industry in general, so it makes more sense to go concentrated. Disperse isn't really going to get us anything. All quiet on the front. So this is Austria is no longer watching us. They've disappeared from the border, so we can start doing sneaky Serbian things. Start to make Serbia truly great. And so we'll do this. Move that national spirit, and let's get some recruitable populations. So we can at least start getting our divisions at full strength. A Montenegrin Gambit. Alright, so like from our first playthrough, if I remember correctly. So what this is that now that Austria is not watching, we've got a plan to do some sneaky false flag operations in Montenegro. We're going to have some guys do some LARPing and make it look like the Montenegrin Serbians are being bullied by the other ethnicities, and we're going to have a referendum where they're going to choose to vote to join us. And because Carl's like a massive, social democrat cuck, probably. Yeah, he is. He's going to be scared to fight, and he's not going to do shit about it. So we're just going to get that clay for free. And so that's the gambit. Of course, if Carl says no, and Montenegro can't go, he's going to come over here and probably kick our teeth in. Like, he's a lot stronger than us. So we're going to try for it. Let's see if we can get Montenegro for free. And if not, this will be a very short campaign. Alright, looks like we got it. So, yep. So what we did here is, like, we had some of our Blackhand radicals go, and they decided to LARP as some Croatians, and they shot up some of their own Serbian friends, killed an innocent family, but they were able to pin it successfully on these Croatian syndicalists. And as a result, the Montenegrins have had a referendum. They voted to go join Serbia to keep them safe from all those evil Croatians and Bosnians who hate the Serbs. Great for us. No. Alright, this over here is Carl's going to send us a telegram. He's not happy about what went down, but he's too much of a cuck to do anything about it. And he says, we better not be doing any ethnic cleansing against Croatians or Bosnians in Montenegro, or there will be consequences, which, I don't know. I don't know where he gets that idea from. Serbians would never do ethnic cleansing. That's ridiculous. It's going to cost some political power, though. And research slot. I think we use this to bump our industry tech. And then after that, we'll see where we're at. We're gonna try and work it out so we can get we can start concentrated 2 before we finish our industry bonus. That way we'll have the bonus for concentrated 3. So we're gonna try for. See if we can make it work. I fucked it up in my test game. I was off by a few days, it's always heartbreaking when that happens. Sylvia Pankhurst. Okay, so I guess that's Orthodox syndicalists in the Union of Britain. Garrisons? Montenegro is resisting. Those bastards. Do I have integration decisions for Montenegro? No, I don't. Okay, so we formed the military council. Okay, so let's take a look at our tree here. So research, we have 30 days. I might have fucked this up. I hope that just hit 30 days. I didn't leave that slot empty for too long. Ooh, jeez. So over here, I might have fucked myself. Let's swap this over to anti-air. So we're going to want to get anti-air. We're not going to have air superiority. And this goes to concentrated. Alright, 75 days. We have 75 days. This is 28 days here for core Montenegro. Let's get my calculator out here. 28 days. And then this focus here is 49 days. So that's 77 days. So this should finish 2 days before our industry bonus, which gives us 2 days to start concentrated 2. So we can put this one as a concentrated 3. So we can do it. I hope. I'll have to not forget about any of that. I'll have to make sure I'm on point on switching, but I mean, that should be fine. So we'll core Serbia. Or core, core Montenegro. I mean, obviously, we're fucking Serbia. Serbia is obviously our core. What's going on here? Oh, Manuel Carles. Looks like Yang Ching is going to beat left Kuomintang up pretty badly there. Yeah, that's not all that surprising. They're all light tank 1. That's a bit annoying. Alright, so we get a core there. Now they're not resisting anymore, so I mean that's nice. And then we take modernize Belgrade, get ourselves some factories. Vitovan. So I think this is like a recurring event that we get. We get some political power. It's kind of like the Eid event for the Ottomans or whatever. So this is of course Kosovo, which of course Kosovo is Serbia, right? And this is our national holiday that celebrates the defenders of Kosovo who held back those absolutely awful Muslim Ottoman Turks. Fuck them. Serbia will never forget its heroes. 20 political power. Nice. Let's see, a syndicalism bias book. Yeah. And the Yang King is pretty resoundingly beating the left KMT. Ooh, we got Siamese Civil War. I've been seeing that happen a little bit more often than the normal. I think they have like a bunch of rebellions that can fire. Like there's always a bunch of these different names going on. I'm not really sure what's going on. Alright, I'm going to bet on the Royalists though. We're going to go Royalist Siam, best Siam. Boy, Prajadipak or whatever? Yes, okay. I don't know. Alright, Concentrate 1 is finished. We need to immediately go to Concentrated 2. There we go. Alright, we did it. We did it! We'll have that bonus for Concentrated 3 now. Alright, so we got that. I'm not sure when this event happens. Because I would like to have some of this other stuff before that. But we also have to worry about our economy. Get one civvy there. I think you want to come down this way though, even if this is going to be like a lower use of our production efficiency tech. Just because we want to start clearing Black Monday. Our other option would be to come over here and get the civvies and steel. Put our guns on there. And we do have a shortage of steel, so maybe we do that first, and then clear Black Monday. Decisions. I think having an extra civilian factory is like a much bigger increase than like 5% or Like, what is this? Construction 3 minus 20%. It's like an extra factory on top of our 6 civies. Is almost as good as clearing Black Monday by itself. Right? I think it's like a 16% increase. So I think it's better to just get the extra factory. So we'll go ahead and do that. So let's give this some steel. China declares independence. Okay, let's start training some of the. I don't know. I guess we'll make cavalry divisions. We can convert them over later. And we are a bit manpower limited, and I think for some of those early wars, sometimes just like the more divisions you have, even if they're not the greatest division, like I'm not sure if Bulgaria is gonna have like enough troops to like cover its whole line, and we might be able to get gaps to push through, and then having more divisions helps for that. And this terrain is pretty mountainous too, so it's feasible that we could hold off with the cavalry unit. These will be absolutely awful for attacking though. And King recognizes Feng Tian. Okay, that's nice. That's kind of what happened in their Japan game too before Feng Tian decided to stab us in the fucking back. Zhang is such an ingrate. Fuck Zhang. He's like the worst character in Kaiserreich. Just a treasonous cunt. Doesn't appreciate the things you give him. Oh, and I'm holding political power too. Big mistake. Early mob. Bullets economy. Let's get that. Their infrastructure is almost done. So we'll be starting on our civilian factory a little bit early, but that's okay. Belgium has decided to go independent. That's interesting. Oh, we got another war in China. All right, I'm gonna bet on. Let's see here. I'm gonna go for our boys in the Kumul Khanate. I think Xinjiang clique usually wins this war, but I'm gonna, we'll go for the underdog. Like, the underdog's got to win like one of these times, right? So I don't want to waste my bonus on any of this stuff. I think we'll go for a doctrine, and like I said, I think we're gonna go for mobile warfare. Yes, let's start with that. So we'll get that, and get this, and our military factories. We don't need these military factories until we get our light tank, though. Which I guess will be pretty soon. So let's go for that. We'll get this first, then we'll get our tungsten, then we'll get our light tanks, or our factories here. Yeah, Kumakane does not look like that was a great choice. Doesn't look like they're doing so great. Well, I don't know. They are close to Diwa now. No, militarist revolt in Paraguay. Paraguay is like another cool country, I guess. Maybe we'll play Paraguay next. I have played them a couple times before, but it was like a while ago. That's another one where you get like some pretty nice early game wars. And Paraguay has like a pretty cool history too. Like that's kind of like one of the nice things about Kaiserreich. It's like I didn't give a shit about South America at all before I played Kaiserreich, and you get some pretty interesting stories about Paraguay. Some of these other countries too, like from like actual history, right? And like Paraguay, I guess, had okay, we've got that. Next focus. Had a president. I think his name was Lopez, if I remember correctly, and they had a war where he was trying to help with Uruguay against Argentinian and Brazilian aggression. But like there was like a coup that took place, and Uruguay switched sides after their previous government got deposed, and it turned like into a three-way gangbang against Paraguay. And the Paraguayans like fought to the death, and like they lost like almost all of their country, and the president died in battle with most of his cabinet, which was I don't know, that's pretty hardcore, right? Pretty hardcore. But there was this one battle, right? And like the Paraguayan fleet had this plan, and Lopez had this plan where he's going to have his guys sneak up on the Brazilians while they're sleeping, because they didn't want to sleep on their ships. They wanted to sleep on land. So the ships were unguarded. So his plan was to wait for that to happen and send his ships up there. They'll board the Brazilian ships, steal their navy, and then they can shell the troops from the sea or whatever, right? So everything goes swimmingly, and the admiral he's appointed to do this job decides for whatever reason that instead of boarding the ship, he's going to start shooting at them. And of course, he doesn't sink the ships in time. The Brazilians get on their ships, and the Paraguayans lose a bunch of their ships, and it's a real fucking disaster. And it was basically all this one admiral's fault. And he wound up dying. And he says, like, it's better I die now because Lopez would have killed me anyways after he found out about my fuck up. But I don't know. It's like one of those things you read about it, and you're like, maybe that war could have turned out differently if the Paraguayans maintained control of the river there, right? So the Argentinians and Brazilians couldn't push into them as easily. But homeboy had to fuck it up. You always have some dunce ruining your plans, right? But you can read about that, and that's like something I would never have heard about that story if I never played Kaiser, right? Let's go to Mills. Democratic left, victorious in Brazil. So it's nice that they have all this content for these miners and whatnot. That is nice. So Kaiserreich, I would say, has like pretty wide gameplay, but it's not very deep. You know, especially compared to vanilla, because like you notice a lot of the diplomatic options or whatnot just aren't even available in this mod. So pretty like more shallow than vanilla gameplay, but it is a lot wider. But on the flip side, they spend all that time doing that, and like if you watch from like our playthroughs with the majors, the major gameplay is a little bit stale, in my opinion. Warcraft 2 specifically is a bit underwhelming. It's over way too early, and so forth. But all right, so conspiracies abound. So like this is lots of people talking about Democrats and monarchists and all this other shit plotting behind Bolshevik's back. We'll have to keep an eye out for him. And this event chain is going to start us out on our political path. So either we'll agree to let the Democrats take over and establish a republic, or we'll submit to a royalist coup, or we'll have Bolshevik stand strong as Vojvoda. And of course Jamal Shabar. Ooh, got the ANI. That's spicy for us. I think who did Poland go? Poland went Republican. Okay, so they might join our team. I know the military government does. I'm not sure about Republican Poland, but the Italian government has fallen, and we have Italo Balbo is going to take over. I think. ANI terrorism, or maybe not. This might be the Federation route. We'll see. Founding the SKK. Okay, so these are all the liberals over here. It's always the fucking intellectuals. They're trying to cause some problems for you. They've read their books about democracy and liberalism, and they want to. The monarch's not even allowed in the country anymore. So like, why do we even have a region? It's stupid. They're calling the Bolsheviks just some sort of dictator, and they should have they should just have a republic and be democratic and stuff. That's what they want. And then you get some political power. Alright, Zivkovic requests the crown prince's return. So this is a royalist general. He says now that the Austrians are busy with other things, we should now's the right time for the monarch to come back. But of course, this might also provoke Austria to attack us. But we are not going to provoke Austria. Get that political power. Say no. I think we're fine with Bolshevik's leadership. Over here. Yeah, rumors in the military. So now there are rumors that Zivkovic is planning a coup. They better not be plotting. Well, Bulgaria is still a threat. I'll give you a hint. Of course they're plotting. The bastard's going to try and force us to restore the monarchy. Oh, and there it is. March on Belgrade. So they've taken Bolshevik hostage and all the people in the government. But Bolshevik was able to send a telegram out, and we'll have to either hold out and resist or submit. And of course, we're going to resist. Alright, and our boys made it in time. We got reinforcements, and we're able to put down the coup. And now they've been arrested. Excellent. We do lose a general for that, which Like, our generals aren't that great anyways, so, you know, whatever, not a big deal. And I think this is we're gonna have to start going to war with Austria soon, so probably want to start coming down here to get our free tanks and doctrine bonus. Towed anti-air. Yeah, we do this. Yes. Ivanovic beats the regent. So this is again the liberals over here. They're saying, you know, now that we've had the coup over there, your government looks weak as fuck. It's the right time for a republic. And we're gonna say, absolutely not. Serbia needs strong leadership. Fucking democracies. Now the industrialists are mad. They think our government is weak as hell, and they're not, and then we're not worth backing. We're gonna stand firm. And then we have our boy over here, Stojadnovic over here. He's going to declare support for Bojevic, and we're going to give him a cabinet position as head of government. And you know he's got some clout. You know, he has his own political base and so on and so forth. He's going to help prop us up and reinforce the government. So what an absolute mad lad! Look at this guy. He's both the economy minister and the head of government. What a Chad. Unfortunately, we do lose our construction speed buff guy, but we do get some stability, which is nice. And you know, the industrialist ultimatum falls apart. The Democrats, I guess we can call them, are whining and complaining, but they can't really do anything, and our government is once again in a strong position of power. Our status quo has held. The Vojvoda stands tall. After this, we can do the Congress of Belgrade. Food exports from Romania. So Romania wants to trade food with us. We can either choose to trade with them, force them to have a better deal, or we can tell them to fuck off. We're gonna just pick more trade. I don't want to troll our allies, you know. Serbians are decent people, right? Yeah, we need to stand together against the Bulgarians. Get our clay back. Training the new guard. Concentrated industry is done, so we go right into concentrated 3. Yeah, our next political power, I don't think we up our conscription law. And so we have a choice. Like I want to get the. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to afford tanks right off the bat. Let's do the Congress of Belgrade. Form our faction up. I think maybe an early war against Bulgaria is desirable. At least if we're at war, we can get to war economy. The Congress of Belgrade. So we're gonna have invite all of our homies who hate Bulgaria. Join forces. We can invite Greece and invite Romania. And of course they accept. Uh-oh, Bulgaria. Oh, the Germans decided to support Bulgaria, though. Those bastards. Yeah, mobile warfare. Let's just continue down the street. We are a bit behind in your doctrine, but you know we have limited research to work with. Congress of Belgrade. So now we have a war decision. Let's go. So maybe work on our economy first. Or do we have something that give us army experience? Then we have this over here. Army experience plus 50. Let's get a. We can't do that until after the war is ended. Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. That's what we want to do here. Get factory output there. Let's go begin mechanization. We'll get our. Get our stockpile of light tanks before we go to war anyways, so we can at least quickly put tanks in our units if we have to. Or we have the decision to send Bulgaria the ultimatum, and that will start the war with Bulgaria. There's Second American Civil War. So when this happens, we're going to go and we're going to start improving relations with Huey. And then we'll be able to send him an attaché. It is a four-way tease. We'll see if Big Mac can do a good job. Again, you know what? I will bet on Big Mac. I'll go with based anime MacArthur, and we'll see if our homegirl over there can win in Idaho. And as soon as I say that, of course, they lose fucking Washington, right? I'm just being wrong in all these calls. Although New York City has also fallen, but I think that was in MacArthur's hands to begin with too, so looking pretty bad actually. Oh well. Put a light tank 2 here, and research, we start heavy 1. Look, I think Serbia ultimately is going to be a heavy tank country. So we'll get that, and this we can use to rush our heavy tank 2 after the war. But we want those light tanks. Do that, yeah. 2 cav. Alright, we got our trucks. And we'll go for that. And I think their opinion of us is going to be like high enough we'll be able to send them an attaché now. So let's stop improving relations. And as soon as we get 100 XP, send them an attaché. That'll get us some military experience that we need. Guangzhou federal government, okay. Syndicalist revolutionaries in Switzerland, and there goes the Argentinian Civil War and the Baltic War. Man, the world is just blowing up all around us. Willikers. Belgium went syndicalist too. Okay, that's interesting. This is just gonna be really bad for Germany, which I guess, I don't know, maybe that's good for us. We'll see. So I think we do this, and then we'll send Bulgaria the ultimatum after we have our tanks in our stockpile. We should be pretty close to like a import Entente armor design. So now we should have like a decent stockpile. What do we get for that? It doesn't really say. It doesn't tell us. Like, it doesn't like it should tell us what foreign equipment we have here, doesn't it? Apparently not. What do I know? Alright, then we'll go for our next civvy over here. And yeah, let's issue that ultimatum to Bulgaria. Or, actually probably we should get our Free Mountaineer divisions. Give us our shit, Bulgaria. They had their chance. Alright, and immediately we go to war economy. And we'll call all of our homies in. And we'll accept these Russian volunteers. guys in here. That's just a motion unit, that should be fine. Capture Macedonia. So we're supposed to capture Macedonia to get a bunch of political power, okay? I guess. That there. More decisions? Yeah, we don't need more propaganda. I think the last time I played, the mission was to rush Sofia. I'm going to duplicate one of these units over here. We'll give them our tank divisions. Pushing there, and I think this this unit over here. Go dark gray. Let's get a general decent. I don't know. I guess this person over here, and this person over here. And we'll put our tanks into this template. Yeah, you can have offensive doctrine. Let's take Sofia. Which province is Macedonia anyway? Is that that Skopje? Was it a big bush war? The Mountain Corps, we got 4 more units. That's pretty good. Go this way. I don't think we'll be able to do it in 6 days, though, unfortunately. So yeah, let's go with our next civilian factory. Yeah. So that's the forges. We are going to take a hit. I thought we were supposed to. I guess I must remember that. I thought we were supposed to take Sofia, otherwise I would have positioned differently there, but it's fine. I guess with that mission doesn't matter anymore. We just try to go for an encirclement. Get that. Start clearing Black Monday. I'm planning on this unit first. This is a hills province. Go through the hills and then down to here. We got free real estate this way. Take that. We're still playing on 5-speed too. Perhaps a bit silly. Alright, let's send you guys in. More free real estate, and if we can get to the coast there, actually, that'd be quite good. Heavy tank 1. We have heavy tank 2, and then also let's get our machine. Let's get our construction technology actually. We have like a decent amount of civilian factories and our industrial company. Exploit some of these gaps here. That's unfortunate. That's a plane style. Let's bring our tank over here. And if our allies are going to hold that line, we can bring our units over here to support our breakthrough. only one Mountaineer division there. We should be able to take that. Free real estate there. Let's start throwing in some anti-air. And this template as well. Let's try this plain style then. Unfortunately, we don't have artillery, so like our soft attack is a little bit low. We do have the armor bonus and the breakthrough. I think from there we try and wrap around Thessalonica and kill all these guys, and then we take out the rest of Bulgaria. Well, cancel training that for now. Keep on working on our civilian industry. I got that. Let's clear Black Monday. Maybe trade for 1 steel with the Russians. Got this. I think we push for Thessalonica. That should take out their port. Oh, this looks pretty bad over here, though. Have these guys spread out a bit. You can retreat here. Guys over here. Romania decided to leave our border undefended. Thanks, Romania. Decisions. Yeah, we don't need to do rural credit grants for now. We have plenty of building slots. So we'll just do a spearhead over this way. So yeah, 50 light tanks again? Yeah, we do. So we can add another light tank. the Middle East war there. Let's take free real estate. What the crap is this? Like, geez, that's the AI for you though, right? You get to that port probably. Oh well, not our problem. I think we have a gap there. It's a little bit concerning. We'll see if the AI decides they want to push into that. It's about 2-1, which isn't bad. On our KDR. Take some free tiles. Send you over there, and then we'll just have this guy maybe to try to take some of these victory points. Get a cutoff even, maybe. More free tiles. Looks like Bulgaria is going to collapse pretty soon anyway, so that'd be nice. Let's get the modern howitzers upgrade. Take some more free real estate. concentrated 3. And I think now we get interwar artillery, so that way we can rush the 1939 artillery piece with their focus. And then maybe we'll convert into 7.2s. I'm not sure why they're not trying to walk it over here. I guess, yeah, it's just a little bit dumb. I'm going to have these guys move over to this tile anyways, just to nip that in the butt. They're going to take a lot of damage doing that. Let's not do that. Stop them from moving. Unfortunately, these are all mountain tiles. Let's send our tanks not going to be that effective. Let's send our tanks somewhere else. Maybe over here to try and put. Like, I think if we take Varna, that's probably it, right? So we'll have these guys strategically redeploy over to here. We'll try and push into Varna with them. We'll just maintain the encirclement with the rest of our troops here. I think Albania's just sending volunteers. I think we can just take Varna, maybe. There we go. Skopje is their capital. Finish off these guys. Maybe bring our tank over there and they'll take out Skopje, I guess. Fortunately, we are running low on equipment. Bulgaria asked for peace. No, I think we crush them. I don't want them joining the Reichspakt and stabbing us in the back if that scenario happens. That, and we'll get our military factory there, which we'll put onto rifles. Gandhi takes control. That's nice for Gandhi. It's like our allies have completely abandoned this front. So it's been unfortunate. Let's keep on pushing him in, I guess. So if all you guys will make our front line around this way, and plan to push in like so. And of course our general is wounded. Next construction tech. We'll wait for our planning to finish there, and then try and give her a go. Yeah, MacArthur not quite. Wasn't able to do it. And then we gotta be able to take Skopje, hopefully. This is gonna be a pretty costly attack. We'll see. My equipment situation, brutal. Five days. Let's see, let's go up to 4 speed. It's taking a while. Not that much, we're just grinding these guys down, so there's not that much to do. We gotta take Skopje. I think that probably should be enough to capitulate. Well, maybe not. At least pocket all these guys out though. They don't have any supply. Now their main tile is at Burgos. They're there, and maybe we can take that. National focus. Let's get the. Let's go for our civilian factories actually. Try and build up as much. Build up our economy as much as possible. And we will want to go on to extensive conscription, considering how we have no manpower. Oh, that's quite a bit of stuff they have stacked up on that tile, though. You just saw those guys' attrition. There's no point in burning equipment trying to attack them. not sure what happens after you beat Bulgaria too. Like I know you used to, like if you occupy them, it used to piss off your Belgrade Pact comrades. We might be able to get a puppet government. We shall see. But the longer we stay at war with Bulgaria, the longer we can stay at stay on our war economy. Which is nice for our industry, anyways. That's trippy. The Russians want to send us some guns. Okay, I'll take guns. We're gonna replan some of those guys in again. I think after that, let's probably start getting our recruitable population in line. We'll do, or you know what, factory output per, well, yeah, recruitable population. We're still mobile. We're still mobilizing. Let's get our factory output. Some of these guys in again. Artillery piece. So maybe we'll want to go with the 7. I mean, we have a bit of tungsten anyways, so we might want to do that. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to push them off the top with this one unit. That's alright. Let's try sending these guys in. And a lot of their units seem like they're pretty beat up. We might just be able to close this pocket. Yeah, they're attrition to death pretty badly there. Not even able to beat a breakthrough. It's putting even a larger dent into our equipment though, of course, attacking in the mountains, but... I can bring these guys over there. Unfortunately not close to meaningful general trade on this. Like, Trickster would have been nice. It was the Russian Republic. Let's go with a local police force on them. Damocles project. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Let's increase our speed here. Factory output, and let's get our recruitable population. And Bulgaria capitulates. Excellent. Take Macedonia, obviously. I can't do that yet, we'll pass. Macedonia, I think Perot also is our Our clay. Take Sophia. I think the Romanians take this stuff, right? Or they already did, I think, right? Yeah, they already did. Alright, so we annex Bulgaria. Decisions. So now we have end the occupation of Bulgaria. What does it do here? So I think, yeah, we change this template. Just duplicate that. Then we change this to support artillery, and we'll go with well, let's go with support artillery for now. And we'll send those guys over to that line. Status of Western Thrace. Having gained control of New Thwaz land, we must now work on what to do with it. Okay, status of Western Thrace. I can either give it to the Greeks or occupy it. That's I'm not sure what state that is. I think that's this part over here. I think we occupy it. I mean, there's factories there. We need factories. Military occupation is the only answer. And the occupation of Bulgaria. So I guess we do this. Like I think bad stuff happens if you don't. And this is like a pro-Bulgarian terrorist group in Macedonia. We probably don't want to be on cavalry division, so we're going to try and swap over to this template, and we'll just try and work up to that. I'll wait for our advanced artillery to finish before we start building any though. Political power. Production efficiency tech. Military dominance, and let's do the I think our research slide and the civilian factories down here. So we have to wait for to core it first. We probably want to use the next date to integrate Macedonia, and we'll integrate Peru. And once that's done, we can deal with this and get our civilian factory and a research slot. And in the meantime, yeah, we probably want to get work our way up to our doctrine maybe, or come down here for the extra military factory. 75 political power, I don't know, that's not great. We still want to go to war against Austria, so we'll do that. We have 164 light tanks now. We have a lot of army experience. We probably want to go with cavalry anyways. This is a 9 with 4. 4 there. We can afford like 3 more. You know, I'll have that unit. It's going to be the unicorn template. I'll go with the Sport AA here. Let's continue down our doctrine path. You together against Austria. There's more terrorism, so those fucking Macedonian terrorists are shooting our elected officials and whatnot. Being little bastards. What's Austria doing here? Centralize the government. So they're going status quo, which is good for us. Well, not as good as if we were on the other side and could attack Austria directly. Get our research team together. Alright, let's I think we want to stay on war economy. Okay, we'll get a stack of civs and we need to start building some military factories. And so it's deciding whether we want to be try and peacefully negotiate with Austria, go to war, and obviously this is a war game, so we're going to pick go to war with them. Alright, we get our claims. Claims on Yugoslavia. Government officials are assassinated, we got more terrorism. And now we can attack Austria. Is Macedonia acquired yet? Not quite. Not quite. We'll invite the Romanians. It's national focus. Let's see here. Go with a more recruitable population, probably. Yeah. And the occupation of Bulgaria. It's going to be an independent state. Renounce all claims outside the core territory and be controlled by Serbian government officials. Okay, so Bulgaria is now our puppet. Hooray for us. Unfortunately, that does, well, it doesn't hurt our economy as bad as I thought it would, actually. Let's go for our next construction tech, maybe. Or we could start picking up some infantry equipment. I think we're gonna get yeah, we'll be able to get better bonuses on this stuff once more people join our tech sharing faction. So it's probably smarter to get other stuff. Let's go with our construction. And our heavy tank is still pretty far off. I mean that's okay. We'll just take the stability hit and stay on war economy. Like, we need to build up our economy still. Do one. Hunt down those criminals. Build one more civilian factory, then we got to start working on our military situation. So being on war economy will be very helpful for that. And these guys are doing Transylvania or war, so we're getting ready for war with the Austrians. First thing we didn't get, like last time I did that Congress event, we got the option to invite Poland, but I think they have to be a military government for that. So it'll just be like that's a bit unfortunate. We'll pick that up. Do we want? Could we go this to get concentrated for 40 days? But our research is going to be like 90 and 133 days off anyways. Let's go with mobilize the green shirts. Or actually no, let's we have a core now, so we'll go deal with that. Deal with terrorism in Macedonia and get our extra civilian factory. Oh, Brazilian has gone syndicalist, looks like, at the Union of Brazil. Probably actually train some Bulgarian colonial units. We have like a lot of rifles and artillery, so I guess we are a little bit behind in artillery. We have a lot of rifles, so I mean, that'll be okay. Monarchy restored in Greece. Is Greece still on our team, though? Yes, they are. We'll invite Bulgaria into our research group. And more terrorism. That'll be over soon, though. Light tanks. And we'll get our research slot in our civilian factory. Let's get another steal from the Russians. let's go like that, and like hopefully be able to make that tank difference up pretty soon. 57 days. How long is the attack Austria? I think we'll have that unit done anyways before we can before we attack, so that'll be nice. Unfortunate that we can't afford motorized, but I think we'll probably get more benefit out of having artillery. Childish fantasy. How much manpower does Bulgaria have, actually? Okay, so we got quite a bit of manpower, relatively speaking, anyways. So I think when we have 10 political power, we'll go for a war with Austria. Maybe start building some trucks. And mobile infantry. We got that, and now we'll do the green shirts. And we have our 4th research slot. Let's get our next machine tools technology. And it's getting close to that time. It's probably the, that's a mountain tile though. Fortunately, this is like not the greatest terrain to attack into. Who joins the Reichspakt? Let's go for attack the Austrian Empire. Now, it's actually maybe go with a mountain tank template instead. And we'll get our focus after that. I think that's another 42-day focus. Do we have anything that finishes that? Well, our heavy tank will be done close to then, so that's fine. Let's get radio. Or actually, let's get engineers. Or we could get our guns. You know, let's do it. We're going to war. Probably want this stuff over here. Actually, we'll pick that up, and then we'll get our industrial research next, and try and go to our next concentrated industry tech. Deploy all them. Plus the green shirts, get our industrial focus. Decisions. I think that gives us construction speed or something. So we'll work closer with our Balkan allies. Alright. It's time to fuck over Austria. I have to remember to leave one unit to guard, or leave some units to guard our ports, but that's okay for now. I'll take some volunteers. 20 more XP for a Mountaineers template. Extraction speed plus 15%. Nice, nice. I'll have Bulgaria help us out, which is hilarious, but okay. Ooh, that's not looking good. They're coming at us with quite a few units. Have you guys maybe do a report garrison? Don't need that, don't need that. Go to Sarajevo.